Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love, and this week I'd like to talk about 4 ways to know if someone really, really likes you. Okay, here we go. Number 1, you can tell in their eyes. They have this certain look in their eyes, and when they look at you, they're smiling with their eyes, even though they may not be smiling, but you can just tell there's a soft gaze. A lot of the times they forget to blink. They don't blink. They just stare at you without blinking for a while. And it's just a look in their eye. It's hard to describe, but you know it when you see it. Number 2 is their voice. When they speak to you, it's more of a softer voice, more low-key, more calm, as opposed to just a regular voice when you're having a conversation like this. It's just more soft. I could always tell when I used to work in an office long time ago when my colleague was speaking to his girlfriend, because his voice would totally change and suddenly it would get a lot quieter and softer, as opposed to when he was talking to a client like this. Or also a friend of mine who is Russian, and when he would be talking to his wife on the phone in Russian, I knew he was talking to his wife because his voice was different than when I heard him talking to other people. Even though I didn't know what he was saying because I don't speak Russian, I could still tell that he was talking to his wife and not someone else. So you can tell by the tone of the voice. Number 3 is, are they willing to go the extra mile? If they are, then they really, really like you. And this can be from something small to something big. I can think of, like in my own life, one time, this guy I was dating, my shoelace was untied, and he said, "Hey, your shoelace is untied," and then he bent down and tied it for me without me even asking. That's like a small example. A bigger example is another time I was on vacation in Hawaii, and it was the morning. I got up and I realized I didn't have my toothbrush, so I was in the bathroom and I went, "Oh no." And the guy I was with, he was still in bed, but he heard me and he's like, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I forgot my toothbrush." And he got up out of bed and said, "I'll go look for one for you." Although looking back now, it's like, why didn't we just call the front desk? But the fact that he was willing to get up out of bed and go and look for a toothbrush, go hunt down a toothbrush, I mean, that speaks volumes. I mean, how many people are willing to do that? Even I wouldn't do that. Not even for myself. I'd be like, "Oh, whatever. I'll find a toothbrush later." And the same person, he literally did go the extra mile because he lived on the East Coast, and one day he just decided he was going to fly out here to see me just for that day, and then he had to fly back that night. So he was here for like 5.5 hours. So if someone is willing to actually travel the extra mile, then you know that they really, really like you. And then finally is the fact that someone wants to spend more time with you. They don't want to leave, like this person that I just mentioned from the East Coast. He would come over for the weekend. Then when it was time to leave on Sunday afternoon, he'd start to say, "Oh, I don't want to leave." And so if you find that the person you're dating is prolonging the time that you're spending together, or if you've gone away for the weekend and then you come back into town, and instead of going to your respective homes, they say, "Hey, do you want me to come over?" or "Why don't you come over?" They try to keep prolonging your time together, then you know that they really, really like you. So just to recap, there's that look in the eyes, there's the sound of the voice, they're willing to go the extra mile, and the last one, of course, is that they want to prolong the time that you have together. So if you have any questions about this or anything else in the world of love, dating, and relationships, you can reach me at my website, theartoflove.net. And until next time, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.